Hey dude, this is Jaden Storm coming to Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be another deck profile. Some people, I got a message and someone asked to see my, I remember, if you guys remember when I did my OTT deck, I offered to show you my Legion version if you wanted to see that as well. So that's what this is. I decided to slap this together. I haven't done playtesting with it, but I think the choices are solid, so I'll explain my reasoning, and I'm going to do some playtesting with this tomorrow at my locals, so I'll get back to you on that. I'll probably post like a comment myself and tell you how I did and what I playtested against, or at least I'll try to remember to do that. So anyway, let's just jump straight into this deck profile. Okay. So for the starting Vanguard, I am still running Little Witch Lulu. Now this might seem a little weird because I'm no longer using Coco in the deck, but there's still a good reason to play her. She serves kind of like a Calamity Tower Wyvern because say you just don't have 4 cards in your drop zone and you want a Legion, and because you didn't draw Susanoo first. You can ride, call this out, Soul Blast 2, draw a card, and then Legion those 4 cards right back in. So this card does work. Now, you're not going to have the early game 5k boost, but it does pay off in the end, I think. I think it's still a better option. You can play the Grade 3 Searcher if you want, but considering we have Murakamo in the deck, and we have 8 Grade 3s, I really don't think it's needed. And plus, it just wastes a Counterblast, so I think for this, you can just stick with Little Witch Lulu. But if you want to play the Grade 3 Searcher, that would be my second choice. Triggers, we still play 4 Psychic Bird, call it, move it to the soul, draw a card. 4 Paisley Magus, and 4 Oracle Guardian Nike, 4 12 critical triggers. Draw triggers still really not needed. You can play them if you want them. And then 4 Lozenge Magus, heal trigger. If it boosts for 6, and then it goes back to the deck. So, pretty, still standard there. If you hear a noise in the background, guys, it's my fan. My air condition went out today, and it's hot as fuck in this house. 4 of the G Perfect Guard. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name again. For the simple fact being, it's there to help you on flip, even though the Legion helps you on flip, but this is still the better option in my opinion. You know, so I'd still play this, but you are free to play Chocolat or the one that came in the Magus set if you want. I just think this is your better choice in the long run. I have gone up now to 4 copies of Murakamo. Or Murakumo, maybe, I don't know. But basically the Stride Fodder card. When this unit is placed on the rear guard, you reveal a Grade 3, search out any Grade 3 with Susanoo in your name, in its name, add it to your hand, and then discard a card. Or when you discard this card from your hand, when paying the cost for Stride, it counts as a Grade 3. This way, if you want to search out the Susanoo, which is now what you really want to ride first anyway, you can use this to just get to her. Then we play 4 copies of, what's his name? Imperial Shrine Guard Tsunagi and 2 Gemini for 6 8k vanillas, just to help boost our columns. You can still play Luckbird if you want, but considering you have plenty of draw power in the deck, I really don't think it's needed. And plus, I really just don't think Oracle Think Tank needs that kind of card. And now, if you were playing the Tsukiyomi version and going for the stack, then yeah, you would need that. Now, Grade 2 lineup. Also, there was a little bit of shakeup. Still, we're still playing 4 Silent Tom. This is a no-brainer. Silent Tom will steal you games. He's your main win condition. On a turn that you stride, if you have a Silent Tom, that really could be a problem for your opponent. So, now, this might seem a little weird, but I went up to 4 copies of Diviner Kurizaki. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce this. Now, this may seem a little weird, because I originally was going to go down to 2. But, with you Legioning, having 2 cards now that unflip, including the Legion, and unflipping is real easy to do. With the Legion, you can be putting back cards that your opponent's killed off, like your Silent Toms or your Perfect Guards. You can use these once you've strode once just to draw more to get back to them. So you can kind of use this to get the cards back that you Legioned, like your Toms. So that's why playing 4 of this makes sense to me. Even though you may not use them all the time, it's still nice there, so when you do need cards. And then we play 3 copies of Battle Sister Tart. Basically, because this is the grade 2 we want to ride. We always want to ride her first. He's our second option. He's our dead to last option, period. But we really want this to ride, so if our opponent swings at us for 14 with a 9 and a 5, we can just drop a 10k and no pass it, so... you can, if you don't want to play 4 of this, I would recommend then going up to 4 of this and then 3 of that. But it's players' choice. I mean, because honestly, this is a no-brainer. But I honestly thought about going to only 3 of this and 4 of him. But since with the Legion, you can be putting cards back that you want to redraw back to get back into the game. This makes sense to me. So that's. At least that was my reasoning, so. Grade 3s, we now only play 3 copies of Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susanoo. Now, if you were playing... I still would like to play 4 copies of this card, but I don't want to... I want... Since it is searchable, and once you have the 1, it really doesn't do you any good to have the other 3. It's fine at 3. You're going to see it consistently enough still, and while having 4 Murakumo in the deck, you have easy access to find it, so I really don't think playing any more than this is necessary in this build. And then we play 3 copies of Goddess of the Treasured Mirror, Orihime. So we play 3 copies of her, and then we play 2 copies of CEO Amaterasu. Been a long time since I said that name on a camera, but anyway, so let's explain the Legion here. So Orihime, obviously, Legions with Amaterasu, 21k Legion. So first, let's read Orihime. Her ability, Legion. If this unit is in Legion, declare a card name, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is the card name you declared, you may soul charge 2, choose up to 2 cards from your damage zone and turn them face up. Then, if the revealed card has the same name as the unit on your Vanguard, draw 2 cards. And this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And that's a Counterblast 1, by the way. And so, that's good, and that's real easy to get off with CEO's effect. Now, CEO, if you don't remember, because this is cards from set 1, she has many different abilities. The first one of which is during your turn, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or greater, this unit gets plus 4k. Now, that first skill, caused so much grief at my locals with one guy. He didn't seem to grasp that it's a continuous effect. It's the same way with Susanoo. Since it's a continuous effect, if the conditions of that effect are ever met, that includes after the Twin Drive, then those effects activate. If you're at Generation Break 2 and you have 2 cards in your hand and then you Twin Drive 2 more, then he gains that plus 5k in a crit. Same thing with her. If you have 2 cards in your hand and then you Twin Drive and you hit and you just get 2 more cards to your hand, she immediately gets plus 4k. That means even after you've Twin Drived. So keep that in mind. So, in a way, since this is a 21k Legion, if you have at least 4 cards in your hand, this is 25 during your turn, so that's really good. And then, also, at the beginning of your main phase, Soul Charge 1, look at the top card of your deck and put that card on the top or the bottom of your deck. So, classic CEO, we're just going to look at the top card and see if we can set ourselves up for a trigger, and it will also help you get her skill off because you know what'll be there because you just saw it. And then her third skill is her Mega Blast ability, which you may not use ever, but just for the lulz, it's when this unit's attack hits, you may Counter Blast 5 and Soul Blast 8. If you do, draw up to 5 cards. You will never, ever, ever get that off unless you really are trying to get it off, because you're going to be Counter Blasting with your Diviners, with your G units, and also Orihime, so there's just very little possibility you're going to get that skill off. But if you do, kudos to you. So that's the build this is how I would play the Legion deck. Some people will say only play 1 Amaterasu. The only problem with that is if it hits the damage zone, these cards are dead. By playing 2, you ensure that there's going to be at least one live most of the time, except for that one time that maybe both of them end up in the damage zone. But since you only play 2, that's very, very, very unlikely to happen. So 2 CEO, 3 Orihime, and 3 Susanoo. For the Stride units, nothing really changed. 4 copies of Soaring, Auspicious Beast, Kirin. Basic, easy first Stride. When this unit's attack hits, you may look at the top 2 cards, put one in your hand, and put the other on the bottom of your deck. So, and then we play 4 copies of Sword Deity of Thunderbreak, Take Mikazuchi. So this is our I guess, boss G unit. His ability is Counterblast 2, choose a copy of Take Mikazuchi in your G zone that's face down and flip it face up. If the number of cards in your G zone is 2 or more, look at the 4 cards from the top of your deck, search for 2 of them, put them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So it lets you look at the top 4 and basically pick whichever 2 cards you want to put in your hand for that final push. So, you know, if this was for tournament, I would say maybe drop one of these for an Atmos, and then maybe 2 Atmos, and, you know, and then obviously 1 Atmos and a Blizza when they come out. You should be able to get your Blizza coupons from your locals now if you haven't already. But so anyway, you could play you could put Atmoses in here if you really just want to stick with 4/4. That's fine too, because Auspicious Beast, even if you stride over the Legion or you stride over Susanoo, you're still going to be swinging for 26. So that's still pretty awesome. So. Anywho, so that is my OTT Legion deck. Well, OTT Legion Stride deck. So, it theoretically, you know, because I haven't play tested it yet, but it looks like it'll be just fine. Because you're still keeping the consistent defensive factor that OTT is known for, and you're still going to have a huge amount of cards in your hand, period. So I still think this is a good, solid build, but, you know. Anyway, guys, in the comment section below, tell me what you think, if you like this build better or you like the Coco version better. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, leave me some feedback, and tell me which one you like better, whether it's the CEO Legion Stride version or the Coco version. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.